Okay, we're going to talk about factoring linear expressions today. So our example here that we have is 5x plus 10. And really factoring is just the kind of undistributing or doing the backwards of distributing. So if you think about distributing, if we had a number, well, let's not do 2, we'll do 5. Let's say 5x or 5 times x plus 2. Okay, if I were going to distribute this, I would take each one of these numbers and multiply it by the things inside of. So I would do 5 times x plus 5 times 2. 5 times 2 is 5x, and 5 times 2 is 10. So 5x plus 10, and that's what this is right here. So if I'm going to go backwards, and we think about going backwards means undoing. So if I multiply to get there, in order to go backwards, I want to divide. Now the key is figuring out what I'm going to divide by. And what we divide by is the greatest common factor. Now this is a little bit trickier when you're dealing with x's, but it's still kind of the same way. We're going to write out factors and then find the greatest common one and things like that. So if I looked at 5x and the 10, 5x plus 10, the factors of 5x would be 5 times x, and the factors of 10 are 5 and 10. So the one they have in common is the 5. X and 2 they don't have in common, so we don't do anything with those. So then I'm going to take each one of these terms and divide it by my greatest common factor, which is 5. And then I'm going to write it down on the outside of my parentheses. When I take 5x divided by 5, I end up with x, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. So I have 5 times x plus 2. And that's how we get the factoring, or get it the other direction. Oh, all right, let me erase this, and we'll look at another one then. All right, factor 3x plus 8. So the factors of 3x are 3 and x, and the factors of 8 are 2 times 2 times 2. Do they have any in common? Well, no, they don't. This one doesn't. This is an x, and this has no x's. And then this is a 3, and this is a 2. So there are no common factors at all. So if there are none, then this is a prime. It's called a prime expression, and there's no way to factor it. So it would just stay like it is, 3x plus 8. Okay, let's try one of these down here. So if I'm going to look at this one right here, 15x plus 10. So I want to look at 15x first. The factors of 15x would be 5 times 3 times x. 5 times 3 gives me my 15. And then the factors of 10, 5 times 2. So what do they have in common? Well, they have a 5 in common. So my greatest common factor is 5. So I'm going to divide each of my terms. So 5x plus 10, divide this by 5 and divide this by 5. 15 divided, and I'm going to write my 5 down first. 15 divided by 5 is 3, and of course that x we didn't do anything with, so it just stays there. And 10 divided by 5 is 2. So 5 times 3x plus 2 is my answer. Okay. Let's try another one. Let's do just this next one here then, 3x plus 9. And the more of these you do, the easier it will be to kind of pick up what the greatest common factor is. You don't always have to write them all out. You know, if I look at this, I know that there's an x here but not here, so I know I'm not going to have an x. I'm really just going to look at the 6 and the 9. And the common factor of 6 and 9 is 3. So I'm going to divide both of these by 3. Again, I write the 3 down because you can't leave that out. 6 divided by 3 is 2, making sure to keep my x. And then 9 divided by 3 is 3. And that's my answer. Okay? And we will practice some more of these in class tomorrow.